Day 3, week 3. Drills are more for hammers today. 4 different ones there. Then we go into band pull-throughs, foam roller, single leg hip thrusts for our warm-up, and then some heavy Bulgarian split squats, banded log jumps, hang cleans to step up, which is kind of new, Russian landmine twists, and then feet on foam roller, barbell hip thrusts, and some sissy squats. Let's go. So just get the shoulders warmed up, and then I go into a hammer. And then I do the opposite side, just cause. The uncoordinated side for sure. And I end it with some sissy squats. Do the hammer, you want to be able to lean and get your knees over your toes. So I do the sissy squats to help me out with that. Carrie recommends those. So now we're going into the band pull-throughs and the single leg hip thrust on a foam roller. This is more of a for weight over bar, being able to reach back and drive your hips forward. Just constantly having to balance yourself while you're doing your hip thrust or being on the foam roller. I have a tendency of pulling too early on the weight over bar. So Carrie's always telling me make sure I'm reaching back. So trying to focus on getting as deep as I can here. First set, light on the first one. £53 down there. Light bands on the first one. We'll just keep increasing, trying to get really heavy on the Bulgarian split squats. 70 pound Bulgarian split squat on each hand, file with the fat bells. All right, set 3 of 5. Whew, that's it. Three, two, up. They're heavier than 105s. Ready? That was actually easier because it lifted the whole weight. We're learning. Look at us, we're learning. All right. This might get crazy.
Gonna get crunk.
Let's try to get it. I'm gonna try to get over to the center here. All right, I'm going. I'm going. Yeah. Gonna be 4 different exercises. We're gonna do them all back to back. So Carrie's crazy for this one. Got the hang clean to step up, trying to help me with my coordination.
Most people don't coordinate. See, you got to coordinate.
A Russian landmine twist, and then hip thrusts on a foam roller, and sissy squats. Here we go. 4 on each side here. And sissy squats. Set 2. Seems like Carrie always has some kind of rotational exercise in every lift, because in throwing, you're rotating. Genius. Gonna be the last one. Game over. So had to work late last night, ended up sleeping a little bit this morning. Did not get my morning lifting session in, so now I'm going to lift and throw in the afternoon, which Carrie actually writes it up where I can do that. I just don't usually do that for two reasons. I don't like to leave the door open and wake my family up if they're still sleeping at 5:30, and I'm afraid of the dark. So
I'm so scared right now, you shut up!
I'm gonna do some dumbbell skull crushers start out. It's day 2 of week 2, and let's go. We're gonna start out with dumbbell skull crushers. Not doing drills today because I'm gonna throw during my lifting session, so just going right into it. Always starting out with somewhat high reps, so it's 15 on those. Gonna do two rounds. Pull aparts, focus on the rear delt, center of the back, 25 of these. So I always train in the morning fasted, mainly because getting up at 4:45, I'm not hungry. But today, I got to eat. Do enjoy having food in my belly and actually getting a lift in. High pulls, 4x3, and then instead of doing the light snatch, I will do sheath. I'll probably do some wob on the second lift. I always start out with just the bar on pretty much every exercise, just to kind of see where I'm at for the day. We'll do just a warm up on the bar for a good 10 to 15. One more warm up on a high pull, and then I'll just keep increasing. We're supposed to get up to like 88% today, so it's from 75 to 88%, but it's 4 working sets. So first working set, got 185 on the bar for a high pull, and then I'm gonna do 3 sheath pulls. I'll probably do them as a bottom drill on the first one, and then do some full throws after that. It's a very cool 90 degrees today. So I just start out at the bottom here, and I'm just worried about trying to get off the ground as fast as possible. This is a black sheath bag, 16 pound, and a black sheath fork that I use. I've had the fork for about 5 years. And you can take it apart so you can put it on the plane, put it in your bag, and then as in luggage bag, and then the bag itself is about a year old. I use it at the competition that I host, so it's about time to swap it out. Going by 3, then going out into sheath by 3. Got 255 on the bar. I will not do these from the ground. It'll be a hang. To me, sheath is kind of like a golf swing, in that, not in the way that you're swinging, but it is in like the mindset for me. I try to make it as repeatable, do the same amount of practice swings every time. I used to do a really, whippy pull, which I've had better height than I do right now, but somewhat consistent, so I kind of stick with the consistent part. All right, 275 on the bar, by 3, set 3. do enjoy throwing like this. Don't get to do it very often. On the weekends sometimes. It is similar to a snatch or high pull, and I've been trying to work on driving the bag down with my right hand and then pulling up kind of off the right hand side, drive down, and then pull straight up from there. Sometimes it happens. Last set, 315 on the bar. Throwing is a different beast. You can't really be robotic or stiff, and I have a tendency of not being loose enough when I throw. A lot of people come out and throw for the first time and think that it's all about strength, and it is not. You gotta be fluid. Hang muscle snatch. And then I'll do wob. I've got kettlebells. I think they're like 53 pounds and maybe 38 pounds. And I'm just gonna do throws with the kettlebells out in the gravel. $155 on the bar, muscle snatch. I am weighing about 210 right now, which it's been about 2 months since I started. I was 242, and I've weighed as light as 207, but working outside probably had a lot to do with being dehydrated. So this is kind of where I want to be. And then in the last month, just dropped the last little bit off. $165 on the bar. So this is actually a 52.9 and 35.3, so 16 kilogram and a 24 kilogram. And I don't care about them. I like them to be ugly, like me.
You're ugly, you are disgusting, I'm gonna kill you, give me $200.
It's a good solid hit. So when it comes to these, a lot of strongmen can come into that. They're usually really good at that right off the bat. This comes from the keg tosses and all. 170 muscle snatch, and it definitely is. It's not going real fast today, so. Trash. All right, this one's for all the OCD people. Go to the gym. They're always like, oh, it's got to be the same exact weight. This is a offset bent row, 25 on one side, 45 on the other. I'll go up in weight, but I'll keep the difference in the weight on each side substantial. It's gonna be 5 on each side, so do 5 racket, go around the bar, do 5 more the other side. So we'll superset them with one arm Z press, which is sitting on the ground, and a one arm press. So you're having to counter the whole time. Now in these, I really like these because I feel like a little kid when you're at school and it was story time. 53-pound fat bell, 10 on each side. 45 and 25 on one side, and then 2 25s on the other side. Two 45s and 25 on one side, and 3 25s. I pick things up and put them down.
I lift things up and put them down.
Excuse me?
I lift things up and put them down.
Go out and throw a couple on sheep and wob over an actual standard. Call it a day. I like starting out with a 56 just because it's heavier and can kind of drag me down into position. And then the 42 doesn't feel as heavy. So I'll do a couple here with the 56, not over a bar or anything, but just to get warm. Not to get warm, I'm hot right now. Now we'll do the 42. Bars set at 16 feet, kind of my starting height. Right now I've been having some trouble with it. So goal is hit 3, however many it takes to get to 3. Trash. Strike 2. Kind of do everything in 3s just because that's what we do in the games. You have 3 chances to hit heights or 3 throws. So there's a phrase that's used that most people can't stand, including myself. And it's, you had the height, where it went high enough, but you suck again.
We suck again!
1.
Another one.
This is one of the ones that has been affected from the kind of the weight loss a little bit. My technique's not great, and the heavier I was able to muscle it, so now I have to actually get better. So I'm trying to get somewhat high here. I have a thing called a bottle drill where you actually keep the weight up high here, and then as you would drop down, if you had a bottle laying there, you would knock that bottle over from dropping down in. My problem is I'm not patient sometimes and I pull too early. The goal is to get it to the heels and low, and then do the pull. Trash. And we're done. Set up at 27 feet. That's kind of a height that I tend to always hit in competition. I cannot say I always hit it in practice, and I haven't always hit it in competition, but it's kind of one of those, it's a good height for me, but not too high where I get out of sorts, and it's not too low where I don't respect the pull. I'm a straight up and down thrower, so I only take about 2 small steps out. Some guys will do 4, 5, and 6. You don't have to be as accurate, but you gotta be a lot stronger because you're throwing at more of an angle back. So for me, I just want to be right underneath the bar and then trying to get my trajectory right. And I try to get the weight off to the right-hand side, push down with the right hand, get as low as possible on the right, pull straight up. We call this dumb jump. So that's why I can't do the math on it. Cool thing about the name Dumb Gym is that I always liked the gym to be called a dungeon. But after COVID, when we first started this, my buddy was like, man, it feels too serious. And my buddy Dennis was like, what about Dumb Gym? It stuck. My mama's here and my stepdad. They train in the afternoons here. They're the afternoon crew. She's whispering. What'd you do? Is like the nail growing into it? This is just like in Christmas Vacation.
Right here, feel it.
Give Audrey a quarter too.